Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really powerful. We're looking at a framework that literally distills 10 years of hard-won, Stoic-inspired life lessons into a single, straightforward morning routine. I mean, if you've ever felt stuck in a loop or just kind of tired of watching the days slip by, trust me, you are definitely not alone. So let's unpack exactly how this source suggests we can completely rewire our minds the very second we wake up.
So, let me ask you this. What if today was your absolute last chance to make progress? Like, would you really hit that snooze button again? Would you just lie there endlessly scrolling on your phone? It's a pretty harsh pattern interrupt, I know, but it's one we absolutely need to face right out of the gate. Because here's the thing, the world just keeps moving. The sun rises, the seasons change, and time flows forward like a river, totally regardless of whether you're ready for it or not. Life simply doesn't pause just because we're tired or unmotivated. The reality is, every time you open your eyes, you are already in the race.
Okay, let's dive into this. We'll be walking through 6 structured steps from the framework to help you take back control of your day. The wake-up call, mastering time, building your inner fortress, protecting your vision, the power of consistency, and finally, the ultimate daily choice.
Let's kick things off with step 1, the wake-up call, waking up to reality.
You know, every single morning is basically a battlefield, and you essentially have to choose between 2 roles. You're either the architect, the one actively shaping your destiny, or you're the bystander, just kind of drifting along. The really freeing, but honestly somewhat brutal truth from our source material is this: no one is coming to save you. Everyone else is just too caught up in their own struggles. But wait, that's actually a massive reason to stand tall, because if no one is coming to save you, it means the power to change your life belongs entirely, 100% to you.
And that brings us right into step 2, master time and urgency, because life waits for nobody.
Think about it. When you delay your goals for some day, you're operating under this wild illusion that you have unlimited time. But the reality? Someone else out there is already working on the exact same idea you're putting off. And this is brilliantly illustrated by the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you while you live, while it is in your power. Be good." It's just a stark, heavy reminder that time is our absolute most precious, limited resource. You don't own tomorrow, you literally only have this specific morning.
So the major takeaway here is a really powerful mindset shift. Just tell yourself, I will not wait for life. I will rise with it. Refusing to let a single morning go to waste means actually stepping out of bed and directly into alignment with your purpose. We can't just exist, you guys. We have to move forward.
Moving right along to step 3, build your inner fortress. This is all about focusing inward.
Now, what's really interesting here is how it contrasts the way we start our days. To maintain that sense of urgency we just talked about, we have to look closely at our mornings. On one hand, you have pure chaos, right? Rushing around, filling your mind with envy from social media, or instantly checking work emails with one eye open while you're still half asleep. We've all been there. But on the other hand, you have order. That looks like hydration, movement, deep breathing, maybe some reflection. Sometimes it's easy to think of a slow, intentional morning as being a bit selfish, but actually, it's a protective shield. It's the absolute most responsible thing you can do to guard your mind and your body.
And a huge part of maintaining that mental fortress is figuring out how to deal with the past. The Stoic Epictetus taught that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And the framework really zeroes in on this, pointing out that regret is exactly that. It's totally useless imagined suffering over a closed book. If you spend your morning trapped in yesterday's mistakes, well, you're inevitably going to crash today.
So how do we break that cycle? The source offers a really clear 3-step framework. First up, accept. You have to forgive yourself for being human. Nobody makes perfect choices all the time. Second, act. The absolute best antidote to regret is making tangible progress today. You have to prove to yourself that the future can be better. And third, remember, look, you aren't that past person anymore. Honor your growth by turning those past failures into wisdom rather than letting them become a prison.
All right, on to step 4, protect your vision quietly. Silence is power.
Once your inner fortress is built and secure, you really have to protect your goals from external noise, doubt, and quite frankly, the hidden envy of other people. We live in a world that constantly rewards oversharing, but silence is actual power. Think of your dreams like seeds planted in the soil. If you keep digging them up just to show people, they are never going to take root. So keep them quiet and really filter your circle. You should only be taking advice from people whose actions actually reflect the life and the results you desire.
The whole strategy really boils down to this super simple mantra. My silence is my shield. Operating silently just frees you up. It removes the crushing weight of other people's expectations, and it lets you focus on actual, real progress instead of just hunting for premature applause.
Which leads us perfectly into step 5, the power of consistency. It's time to replace excuses with action.
The somewhat brutal reality of this framework is that life simply doesn't care about our excuses. It doesn't care why you were too tired or why you skipped that workout. Seneca captured this trap perfectly when he said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." I mean, wow. It's so true. A totally harmless sounding thought like, "Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow," is exactly how a decade of potential just evaporates. Life only rewards compounding, silent, daily effort.
Let's look at how this builds over time. Success is almost never about one giant heroic leap. It starts on day 1 with just a single small action. By day 30, that action is solidified into a non-negotiable habit. And by year 1, those small daily deposits of discipline have compounded into massive, undeniable results. It's like building a wall, brick by brick. Every kept promise to yourself builds unshakable confidence.
And finally, we arrive at step 6, the ultimate daily choice, the final decision.
So, the absolute crucial point here is this. Every single morning, you have this quiet, almost sacred window of time before the world wakes up and the obligations rush in. And in that window, you have to make a choice. You are either going to build your dream or you're going to build someone else's. Without your own clear purpose, you will inevitably spend 40 years working for someone else's vision while your own just slowly fades away. Carving out even just 20 minutes a day makes you the architect of your destiny. So try repeating this. I choose to build my dream one morning at a time. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean recklessly quitting your day job tomorrow morning. What it means is investing in what lights you up before the noise and chaos of the day swallows your time entirely.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought from today's explainer. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you hold all the power. Will you drift with excuses or will you rise with discipline? Take a breath, stop waiting. The choice is entirely yours.